Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Definitely appreciate the support. In one of my previous videos, I dove into another way you can play bunch in Madden, and that's the traffic check. And as you see here, it's where we are man to man on the point man, and then our remaining corner and safety are able to play in and out coverage on the number 1 and number 3. And how we get into this in Madden is we just play quarters coverage or palms, or cover 6, and we man to man the quarter flat defender on the point on that side, and then they check into the traffic check. The safety will take the first in, the corner will take the first out, or the safety will take the second out, or the corner will take the second in. And the benefit of this coverage is that you don't have to use anyone on that side for them to play the traffic check out. Okay, so that adds a lot of versatility to the defense. And we're going to take a look at something here. So I showed this in the last video, and obviously, I've been utilizing this check every time I've seen bunch online for the past 2 weeks, because I like to see how it pans out against what people do. And I've had pretty great success while utilizing it. And this is what I showed in the last video, where I got an interception on this play, but it wasn't necessarily because of sound technique. It's really because my opponent was late on the throw. And I'll show this in the replay. He was running 3 verts from the bunch, and his tight end was wide open because the safety is late in converting to man-to-man coverage on that particular route. Okay, so he just threw it late. So this is where we get into what I mean by 1 traffic, 2 traffic, or 3 traffic. Okay, we've been playing 2 traffic the entire time. All right, and as you see, we can hit that every time. But, I labbed this out. You can actually play this check like this, right? This is where you would maybe call it 3 traffic. I don't know what you would call it, right? But you just, instead of manning the point by the quarter flat defender, if you man the tight end or the number 3, the safety in the corner will now play the traffic check over the 2 and the 1, right? So, I mean, this is extremely versatile. You're not locked into having to just play the point man-to-man and trafficking, them playing traffic on the 3 and the 1. Now they will, play that check over the 2 and the 1, because we are manning up the tight end. And as we see, the defender, the quarter flat, actually plays that vertical by the number 3 a lot better. But I showed you that not because this coverage is good against 3 verts. I'm just showing you this because you can do a lot of different things with it. You're not locked into having to lock man the point. So this is, maybe you can call it 1 traffic, right? So the number just dictates who's going to be manned up on that side, and then we're going to play the traffic check on the 2 and the 3, right? So that's just to give you, more versatility in the actual check, and letting you know that, yes, you can man up the 1, the 2, or the 3, and then they will properly distribute the remaining 2 defenders on that side. So this is just me showing you the different routes based upon who I man up. This is me manning up. Now look how I manned up the 1 with the point man, and he steps out to jam the number 1. This is me doing it from on the tight end, right? And how I did that is I pressed the point man on the 2, but I still manned him up on the particular defender. And in this particular situation, the rules I went over in the last video still apply. Remember, if a player goes inside on a drag, then the 3 rec will take him, and that allows us to double team with the remaining 2 defenders. So you see how the corner is able to stay over the top of this now, because they properly distribute the routes, and now we get like almost a 2-man deal on that outside route, right? So that's that. Now that I want to get into something else, how can we start developing a blitz package on this? So I'm going to do this in layers. I can't make an entire video going over all of it. So this is us blitzing 6. We bring the quarter flat and the 3 rec, right? And we are obviously in the box check. But obviously you see the problem with that, right? The running back is uncovered when he comes out of the flat because the quarter flat is blitzing. And then we obviously have no one to defend first inside underneath because the 3 rec is blitzing as well, right? So here's a thing I want to throw at you. What happens if we bring our safety down, our weak side safety down, and blitz him? Now, the reason why we know we can do this is, again, we know the rules of the coverage. So we call cover 4 quarters, and we know that we are boxing the bunch side, right? Okay, and our weak side corner is man-to-man Meg on the receiver out there, and our quarter flat is man-to-man Meg on the back. So the backside safety really doesn't have a locked-in responsibility, so to speak, and we can do a lot of different things with the safety. So what if we bring them down and we blitz them? Now we have 5 coming at the quarterback. But getting pressure on the quarterback isn't about just rushing as many as you can. That's just not the way you're going to get really effective pressure at the quarterback. So as you see here, the offensive line just slid. They did a 3-man slide towards the blitz. So here's my issue with Madden, okay? Now, in Madden, in this particular scenario, if you are the offensive line, it looks like we are bringing max pressure from the bunch side. So you would think that they would at least show that they are going to somewhat slide towards the pressure side, right? Which would leave this left tackle one-on-one on the outside rusher here. But we are bringing the safety as well, right? So the whole plan of what we are doing is we're trying to get it to where we get a 2-on-1 on this tackle. We want the left guard to slide to the right, that way giving us an overload on this side. But no matter what in Madden, it seems like even when you show, I mean, you can show 10 players on the line to the right, okay? They will still properly pick up the pressure from the side that doesn't look like anyone's coming, because the game knows who is coming. It's not an interactive interaction between the offensive line and the rushers. They know that we blitz the backside safety, and they know we just moved everyone up and they're still backing off into their zones. That is why you can show overload pressure on that side, and no matter what, they will still not honor. I mean, you won't get a center to even turn that way. You won't get the backside guard to turn that way. They're not even going to honor it, right? So with us knowing that, how about we use the coding of the game against itself? Okay. I'm going to bring this safety down. And remember, he's in a deep quarter responsibility. And the game knows, hey, I'm in a deep quarter responsibility. And the game also knows that, hey, you're not coming because you didn't change him to a blitz. But it cannot read my mind. I actually am coming, right? So what changed there is that the game thinks that I'm not coming because I didn't change his responsibility to a deep blue zone, right? But it cannot read my mind. It can read the coding of the game, but it cannot read my mind. Remember when we blitzed him and we actually changed the play art by actually blitzing him, right? The left guard at the snap of the ball turned towards the blitz because they were sliding to pick up the blitz. Notice how it changes because the game doesn't think that we are coming. The left guard turns towards the center, which is exactly what we originally planned, so we can get a true 2-on-1 on the left tackle. And by the time the left guard tries to peel out to pick us up, we are having a meeting at the quarterback. I went over this in the membership section last year. These are what are called rush paths, right? Where you have a particular path that you are going to take. Sometimes you're going to hit the weak side C gap or the weak side B gap or the weak side A gap, or you're going to loop in from a 20 alignment to hit this particular gap, etc. And when you think of it in that regard, there's probably an infinite amount of combinations of different blitzes that you can create. with this understanding. And obviously with me, I want to structure everything in a way to where the defense is still sound on the back end. We can still match on the back end. We can do a lot of different things with this. And I'm just throwing this at you so maybe you can start creating your own stuff. But just know that, there are instances where you are manually blitzing players and they're not able to get in. And I'm telling you, a lot of the times it's because the game just knows that they're coming. So they will check into the optimal blitz to hold your opponent's hand. Okay. Now, I also check this out where, because I'm a guy, I don't want to break the coding of a game in a way to where it's unfair for my opponent. So I've done that same blitz with the other controller, and I've set myself as the mic to where we are sliding towards me and they pick me up, right? So it really, in that particular situation, if I come off the edge manually and I'm able to get to the quarterback and my opponent gets mad because I'm able to do that, they should be mad at themselves because they could have set the mic or slid towards me. But because they didn't and they rely on the game to hold their hand, that's on them, okay? So this is just the tip of the iceberg. Obviously, I want to find plays and different schemes to show you different blitzes that I've came up with. But, the money's in your bag now. I mean, you can go and have fun with this and see if you can find different things, different pressures, and create your own package. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of this video. This was really to show you the versatility of the traffic check against bunch. But I also wanted to throw in this information about blitzing the quarterback. I'll leave it at that. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you keep coming back.